Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at Etrailer, and today we have the STKR Concepts Headlamps. This is going to be the FLEXIT 2.5 as well as the FLEXIT 6.5, and we're going to talk about their different features, what you may need to be looking at in a headlamp for different situations, and then find the best fit for you. Right off the bat, I really like the STKR FLEXIT 6.5 or the FLEXIT Pro headlamp, just because this has a lot of features that are an upgrade to the other headlamps you may see on the market. It has a rechargeable battery, it has this halo style light system, it has different buttons for different functions, and wandering around the shop and walking around, I've noticed that it fits very well to the head. But if you're looking for an affordable option, you like this design, but you don't want to invest in it just yet, that's where the 2.5 can come in handy. Where this headlamp really shines is the halo style lighting. So this gives you a 240-degree angle of light, and that helps prevent tunnel vision and helps you maintain that peripheral vision. Now, if you want to change things up as you're walking around, depending on different situations, you also have these buttons so you can adjust this individually. So let's say you may want brighter side lights. Switch that over to the white floodlights. Maybe you want to shine on a particular spot or off into the distance. You press that top button, and then that's going to be your spotlight. If you want to switch one out, turn it on, turn it back off, you can do all these things right here from the front. In the back, you have your battery pack. This helps add to the grip of the headlamp on your head, but we'll talk about that later in more detail. Here we have a button, and this activates the backlight. So notice here, you can turn that marker light on, you can cause it to flash, and then your third press turns on the red floodlights as well as the marker light. So this is my preferred setting as I'm doing like night activities, whether it's kayaking or hiking, because then I have visibility in the front for myself and visibility in the back for whoever's hiking with me. This is also my favorite setting because did you know that red light attracts bugs a lot less? If you've ever been night fishing and you turn on your phone or your flashlight, you'll notice that all the bugs instantly swarm to it. And if that light is on your face, much less ideal. So having this red light is really helpful for that, and it also helps maintain your night vision, and that way you're not freaking out when a bright light turns on. Another thing to this too is it's very popular for people that like to walk their dogs at night, maybe do some gardening and it's getting darker, maybe they're just walking around their neighborhood. This means that they're seen but not lighting up the whole area. We're talking about this with the lights on. So let's turn them off so I can show you what I mean. Your floodlights have a brightness of 300 lumens and have a runtime of 55 hours. Now your spotlight has a brightness of 350 lumens and has a runtime of 50 hours. And if you run both of them together, that's going to be a 25-hour runtime with a fully charged battery. So as bright as this light might be for other people, in all honesty, it's not that visible to me. Meaning, even as I adjust things, I don't feel like it's shining into my eyes. Now, if you want to, you can adjust the spotlight. So this is a FLEXIT headlamp, which uses the FLEXIT material that STKR Concepts use. So if needed, I'll turn on the spotlight here. You can move this and it stays sort of in position, just a little bit. There's a flex there, but not a complete adjustment. And that way, if you need to shine it on something in particular, you can do it. The maximum depth it can go down to, though, is about right there, so not directly into your eyes. Now let's talk about the Comfort Fit foam. When you're walking around, you're hiking, you're biking, you're rock climbing, I've had a lot of movement, especially climbing up the mountain, where I need to make sure everything is fully secured. And the headlamp does have some features that help out with that. So there's the foam on the inside as well as the adjustable band. We'll take this off so you can take a closer look at it. See here how we have the different layers. There's going to be the rubber material of the headlamp, and then you have this little bit of foam here. The foam is more of a mesh feeling than a thick foam, which can be good for maybe extremely hot environments, so that way sweat doesn't build up and slide down your face, but it also doesn't interfere with the use of this headlamp. Now for the band, this is going to be an elastic material, so you do have some adjustment on there, whether it's this buckle to adjust for the different sized heads, or if you have a helmet. I currently like to use it in this position right here, and you can slide your battery box around, and that way you can keep this centered at the nape of your neck. Opening up the battery box, you have this easy little tab here, and there's the battery level indicator. So we have the 4 LED lights on. They're very small lights, so you probably can't see them. You have your charging port right here. This includes your little USB cord, but you do have to get your own charging block. And there's a battery kill switch. So maybe you just have this packed up and you want to make sure that the button's not accidentally pressed to turn your light on to preserve the battery. You can just turn the entire headlamp off. So no matter what you do and no matter what buttons you press, this stays in the off position. Now you do have a rechargeable battery included. The battery is a lithium-ion battery with a 3,350 milliamp hour capacity, which is actually very impressive for a headlamp. This is removable and replaceable if you want to purchase extra batteries for your trips. What a lot of people tend to do though is that in between trips, let's say you're rock climbing at one area and you have to drive to another area, you can charge it up in your car and it'll be good to go once you arrive at your destination. What I have noticed though is that when the red marker light or emergency light is on in my favorite setting, after a little bit it does get a little warm to the touch, mainly where the button and the light is, not so much where we have contact with either my head or my hat. So that is something to be mindful of, where even after hours of using, it's not extremely warm, but just a little toasty. You do get this microfiber cloth carrying case. It fits perfectly over the headlamp. It's not an amazing carrying case, but it does do the job and it does fit well in terms of size. You can also put your little power cord in here too if needed. All in all, the headlamp plus the battery is going to weigh 5.8 ounces. So it is on a slightly heavier scale for headlamps, but a lot of that extra weight would be in the back of the battery. And in my experience, it felt perfectly fine on my head. I didn't feel weighted down. Before making this video review, I actually wore the headlamp around all day. I was just walking and talking with people, attending meetings, just to see how it would stay on my head, as well as if it would be too bright, heat up too much. And I have very interesting reactions from wearing this headlamp. I was thinking about getting it for my next hiking, kayaking, or climbing trip, but a lot of people were saying that this would be great for when they walk their dogs late at night or very early into the morning, or if they have to do some yard work, or maybe if they're camping, they need to wander out of the tents and head on to the woods or to the outhouse. So all those things are great, because then you can have your different options here for your different situations. And it's not just extreme adventure. I really like the different buttons and being able to adjust it from right here. And having that great battery life and being able to replace that is great too. So hopefully this is something you might want to consider for when you need to light up your adventures. There is the more affordable version from STKR Concepts, but I think this is worth upgrading to if you are going to get a headlamp. We have other options available here on our website too, with different product descriptions, videos, and pictures to help you find the best fit. STKR Concepts has some other hands-free light options, whether it's the magnetic light mine or even the stand-up light, or we have other headlamps available too. But right here, right now, this was the STKR Concepts 6.5 FLEXIT Headlamp Pro, and you saw it at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoy the journey.